So today, December 1st, we're super excited to have you join us for our monthly roundtable. And we're going to start with some basic ground rules I should have added. Change your name to a fun Christmas name. But actually today, since we're a small group, we're kind of going to ignore the first rule about muting, and you can stay unmuted unless you have background noise, because we want this to be interactive. We want to hear your voice. We want to hear you sing. Hint there. So, stay unmuted. We're going to play some games. We're going to interact. We're going to have some activities. So listen deeply. We all need to be patient with technology, especially me. But that's why we have Kelly here to help us all the time. And you know that these gatherings are meant to be a safe place for us to exchange insights and build relationships and collaborations. We all have different experiences and we can learn from those experiences. So that's why we are here to move forward with a purpose, to help our members, to grow our groups, to engage our community. So we're going to move forward. And since we're working, our fingers with the chat storm and we are unmuted, also you can share what was your favorite toy or your favorite game when you were in elementary school? I gave you some samples there, so if you would like to share, I don't know, little elf, would you like to share your toy? What was your favorite toy in elementary school?
Little Elf. I think probably Lego was my favorite. I liked building things.
Okay. Lego. Let's see the chat to see if we are sharing
Operation.
some messages. Who else? Let's see. Who is unmuted? Oh, Candy Cane Karen. I love it. That is so creative, Miss Candy Cane. What was your favorite toy when
Well,
you were in elementary school?
the first thing that came to my mind was a giant a rag doll that I got for Christmas when I was in the third grade, and I begged my parents for it. And my sister and I used to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to look under the tree, and there was no doll there. And then I turned around and looked under the desk on the other side of the room, and there she was sitting there. And I remember I took her to school with me one day.
Did she have a name?
Belinda.
Melinda. Oh, I love it. Thank you, Candy Cane Karen, for sharing with us. How about Allison Grinchet?
The Cabbage Patch doll, of course.
Oh,
During the
of course. Did you
craze.
collect them?
No, but it was during the Cabbage Patch doll craze, and I had to wait till like after Christmas for a resupply, and ended up getting it for my birthday, which is in February. So I still have it today.
Oh, wow. That is so special. Thank you for sharing, Miss Grinchet. How about Greg Bobtail?
My favorite was the game Operation, where if you reach in and get the funny bone, but if you touch the sides, the red nose would go off. But I was particularly good at snagging things out of it without touching the. Couldn't do it today.
Oh, you beat me with that answer. I was going to ask you that if you have tried playing that game today.
No, I don't think that would be very fun.
Why not?
I would constantly buzz his nose and lose a turn.
Exactly. That's the point.
By the way,
Everybody would be laughing.
Bobtail is the name of the horse on Over the River and Through the Woods to Grandmother's
Right.
House we go.
Okay.
versus bells on bobtails ring.
All
Neat.
right. Thank you for sharing, Bobtail Greg or Greg Bobtail. Love sharing some stories. And how about Sherpa sentence number one, helper? Oh, yay. Okay,
That
tell
would be
us,
me.
what was your favorite toy?
Holly Hobby Oven is the first thing that came into mind.
Okay.
Yeah,
And do you still have it?
long before they had the other one that most of you are probably familiar with. They had a Holly Hobby Oven specific, and that was really kind of neat. I baked the little things with the little light bulb.
Yeah, I have to be honest, I have not seen one of those.
Oh wow, yeah, they're if you can't find them now, they're collector's items.
Yep, yeah, I did not buy any for my kids, so I haven't experienced them. So thank you for sharing. How about Randy? Are you ready to share with us, Randy?
Yeah,
Randy
my mom,
Grinch, you missed that.
yeah,
Randy Grinch.
yes. My mom gave me a doll that was hers when she was a child. It was one of those porcelain dolls. That was my favorite.
Okay.
Neat.
Oh, wow. Do you still have it?
No, I do not. She broke into it. Oh, I got dogs broken. Sorry.
That would be amazing and a porcelain doll was still around. Thank you, Randy, for sharing. And I don't know if Daniel is there, if he's unmuted, if would like to share with us about the favorite toy or type it in the chat. So that was great. Why did we do this activity? We get to learn more about each other. So I don't know how many of you do, an icebreaker with your support groups before your meeting, but coming up with fun stories, going down memory lane gives us that opportunity to interact with each other and get to know each other a little bit more. Okay, so thank you for sharing. I would share. I think my favorite toy when I was in elementary school back in Ecuador was playing with mud. I was always playing in the dirt and making little things and cars and whatnot with mud. I loved playing outside. So that was my favorite toy. Let's move to the next activity. We're going to do a quick poll, and Kelly here is going to help us with that. And we are going to select what you believe would be great activities to do with families. Because, holidays are coming. We're going to be visiting with family. If there are kids or only adults, what are your top three? And you can select multiple. So we'll see which one is going to be the winner. Because I am hoping kind of that holiday song karaoke is going to be the top one. Would love to hear everyone sing. Yeah, the cookie decorating is a good one. Holiday movie marathon, I got started already. I don't know about you if you like watching Hallmark movies, the ones that you know already how it's gonna end,
Uh,
right? Christmas Hallmark
on that
movies.
note, that's where I was Sherpa's number one. Sherpa Santa's number one helper. If anybody does like watching clips of holiday movies, Greg was at our last one. There's an invite in the chat for everybody. Share it with anybody you think might be interested. We have a lot of fun at these. So that's Friday. Thank you
Beautiful.
for.
All right. Thank you for that, Sherpa. Yeah, the holiday movie
No,
marathons.
I'm Sherpa's helper.
Sherpa's helper. You're not Sherpa. You're Sherpa's helper.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Okay. Ooh, hold the white elephant exchange. I like that. And checking out the holiday lights and displays. I did that already this weekend with the family that were visiting out of town. Cook a holiday meal together. baking some cookies, maybe. I don't know if you cook the turkey together. Play some holiday games. I like that one too. A puzzle. It's cold. I'm in Maryland. We got freezing rain. It's very cold. So that for me is the best time to do start a puzzle at least. 1,000 pieces. Let's see how long it's going to take me. How about reading holiday classics together or making ornaments? So, according to your votes, drum roll. You want to know what the winners are? We have a tie. Holiday movie marathon and check out holiday lights and displays. Those go for first place. I love these ties. Second place. What do we have in second place? Oh, another tie. Cook a holiday meal together and play holiday games. Those are great activities. So I would love to keep doing chat storms and ask you, what is your favorite holiday game that you would like to play? Right? So given that, oops. Did we close the poll, Kelly? Can I move forward? Am I allowed?
You can.
Again?
You're allowed.
I'm afraid to touch things. All right. Let's see. I cannot pass my slide. Oh, there you go. So, since we know that a great family activity is to play some holiday games, I made up a couple of games. Well, I didn't invent them, but I created them. So, we're going to need your attention and your memory. Whatever strategy you have for your memory, please memorize these items. No cheating allowed. Do not write them down. Do not take a picture. Just memorize them. Repeat them. And if you can unmute yourself to see who's the fastest and the loudest, because if you know a memory game, something is going to be missing. Are you ready for it? Identify what's missing. 3, 2, 1. If I can change the page. What's missing?
I even had a sneak peek and I still don't know what was missing.
Gingerbread man.
Yeah, the
Oh.
gingerbread man.
Yes, you got it right. Gingerbread man was missing. How many of you guessed it within a minute? It's like, no, I want to need longer than that. But this was a very simple game to create because I just duplicated the slide and then I removed one item. I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that. Because, for us as support group leaders, maybe creating games, it's a challenge depending on the technical support that we have at the venues where we meet. So this was fun to create and I really like the snowman. I was going to delete that one, but it was fun. Are you ready for another little game? There you go. I am pretty sure you know these songs by heart. Please finish that tune. And if you can sing to finish that tune, that would be better. Okay, Candy Cane Karen.
If only in my dreams.
Yay! Excellent. Was that easy? Yeah, right? Are you ready for another one? Let's do it. Please finish that tune.
All our troubles will be light, I think. Or out of sight.
Out of sight.
I was wrong. I was wrong.
I was like, I think Allison's got it.
You got it right.
I spelled it wrong though, sorry.
Yes, out of sight. That was correct. Beautiful job. Same thing, very easy and simple to create. I just duplicated the slide and then I deleted the last sentence or the last word. So some ideas that you can do with your group. Hopefully that's what you're getting from this. Easy games to create. Okay, so the goal of today's meeting, we're going to talk about helping members navigate the holidays. We might find ourselves in situations that we may not be ready for. So today we're going to do that. We're going to plan, we're going to think of some strategies that we can use to deal with difficult or challenging situations. So here, I'm going to give you the first situation. You're going to see family members you haven't seen in a while because, you know, we may only see each other during the holidays. We haven't seen each other for a year and we change, shorter hair, longer hair, and if living with Parkinson's, the disease progresses, what new challenges do we have to face? So, what can we do about this situation of seeing family? The best strategy, prepare to see family we haven't seen in a while. How can we prepare for that? So I came up with a couple of examples, you know, for someone living with a movement disorder. Could be taking some time, you know, as we arrive, taking some time to give an update to the family. This is what's going on, and this is how I'm going to need your help. And, you know, establishing some expectations because maybe we want to play games. We want to go out for rides to see the holiday lights, but we don't have the stamina to do that. So explaining that to the family would be quite beneficial and maybe doing it up front. So it brings that sense of open communication as well. And then I also thought for care partners. You know, it's just planning the trip, going to see families overwhelming. Can we do something ahead of time? So how about we send a letter or an email to give the family that we're going to visit an update and letting them know how they can support you. You know, maybe you're going to need some products for the shower that you cannot bring with you, and they can help you getting those items ahead of time. You know, or maybe you need something for yourself as a care partner and you need that support, picking up prescription, anything that can happen. So being open to asking for help and saying specifically what you need, it will be easier for family members to help you when they know what you need. Because when they say, you know, let me know if you need any help, we leave it very open. We need to be a little bit more specific. So we have some resources for support group leaders that Kelly is going to help us share in the chat because I don't want to mess up my screen switching to tapping links and all that. So there are some organizations, there are some resources out there when we Google them that we can learn more about how to prepare when we are going to see family that we haven't seen in a while. So that was one example that I wanted to use for when we move to our breakout rooms. So the way we're going to do breakout rooms today, I pre-planned 4 situations that we're gonna deal with. It can be communication or maybe decorating and gift giving. How do you manage that, right? How about food and medications? I was challenged this weekend with food. I wish I was better prepared. I was not. How about scheduling rest and movement? Those are 4 that I came up with, but I want to put it for a vote, and we're going to pick the top 2 that we are going to discuss today in breakouts. So, Greg, what would be your choice from those 4?
Food and medication.
Thank you, Greg. How about Sherpa Santa's helper?
Communication is one of my things that I have a hard time with my family, so I pick communication.
All right. How about Grinchette? I love your name.
Decorating and gift giving.
Ooh, okay. We have one, and one. Come on, Candy Cane Karen. Let's start breaking that tie.
Communication.
Ooh, communication. How about you, Randy?
Decorating and gift giving.
How about Corey? Are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh,
I would say scheduling rest and movement.
oh, we got a different one. We have 2 votes for communication and 2 for decorating and gift giving. Am I correct?
Yep.
See, my memory is not that good. And then we have 1 for food and medication and 1 for scheduling rest and movement. Right?
Yep. I'm in
Are
agreement with you.
all in agreement? Yes. How about Daniel? Are you there? Can you give us a vote? No, not there. Okay, so then we're going to go with the top 2. Kelly, can you remind me what the top 2 were?
Sure thing. We've got communication and decorating and gift giving.
There you go. We're going to create those 2 breakout rooms. And did you notice what I did? I asked for help. As a leader, I don't have to run the meetings all by myself. I can ask someone to be my co-leader and we tag team. So that way, when for some reason I cannot make it to the meeting, I know that person that can lead the meeting when I'm not there and is comfortable. So little tips and tricks here for us as support group leaders as well. And if you have any tips and tricks that you would like to share with us as well, please reach out to me, Clemmy at PMD Alliance. I am always open to hear some awesome ideas that can benefit us all. Okay, Kelly, are we ready with those breakout rooms? So who was the note taker of group 1 to talk about communication? What problems, what situations can we find with communication during the holidays? Who is going to take the lead? All right, Santa's helper, number 1. You're the number 1 helper. Tell us,
Okay.
Karen.
Well, we talked a lot about different ways of communicating and different ways we can reach out to members that we don't have. One thing that Karen brought up was what is it? Fast people search to find people that you haven't seen in a while and can't find. That was really neat. But another thing that we kind of went over things at the end there before we got popped back over. She's having a little bit of trouble, and I don't think she's the only one. We really like these smaller groups like today. I mean, the big groups are great, but having the smaller groups like this are great too. And since you guys have changed hands and merged with, with YOPN, we're not always getting the announcements. A lot of the times for me, it ends up in my promotions file, or I catch it on Facebook or LinkedIn like last night. Oh, it's tomorrow. And I registered in a hurry. So yeah, more consistent thing, and maybe more smaller groups, if we can get them together, would be great. We really had a great conversation today. She came up with a survival kit for people as a gift this year, on top of sharing with her family and what charitable causes she does. And then we were talking about different support groups and remembering people that have been lost and people that have been in dire straits. Greg had a couple of situations in his support group, and he's trying to figure out how they can support these people in different ways. And yeah, we brainstormed and talked about a lot. Did I miss anything?
We had a good time. We even talked about dreams that we had. I dreamed about last night, and dreaming about people that we've lost. The importance of remembering for people that have been lost to the group, of remembering the contributions that they brought to the group, thinking about them in a positive way. But we did talk about reaching out to people in the group, and I mentioned that we have a lot of small groups. We don't have an organized way of reaching out to people we haven't heard from in a while or going through a hard time. But it seems to happen in the smaller groups, whether it's the Rocksteady Boxing or the singing group or whatever. People are aware of people who are having difficulty, or they haven't heard from in a while, and they reach out. And I do that routinely myself, usually with a phone call. How are you doing? And how much they appreciate hearing from somebody, that somebody's thinking about them. It's rare for somebody who's having a problem or going through a hard time for them to reach out. So I think it's important for us to reach out to them, particularly this time of year, which can be very hard for many people.
And I will
I
ask
had
this
some
question to
particularly
you. Oh, go
difficult
ahead.
issues to talk about because my support group has lost some key people, and that's never fun to talk about. This is a book that I read. I would highly recommend this. This is about a doctor whose wife had Parkinson's for 44 years.
Jeez.
And it's all about his walk through life and that kind of thing. So if you're looking for a good book on dealing with that sort of issue, it's called Living and Loving with Parkinson's Disease. And the name of the doctor is Rolf Lulloff, Lulloff. And you can order that on Amazon. And
That's a great resource. Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
if you have any other resources, please add them to the chat so that we can collect them and they can be part of the recording as well. I meant to ask this question to some of you. You can answer by raising your hand. How many of you text reminders for the meetings to your members? You do? Okay. So I have found that they love it when I send a text reminder the day before, because sometimes the emails get lost, but a text being at the top and being notified that they have a text, it's fresh in their minds and they are prepared for that. So, and a couple of them have said they love getting the personal invitation. I'm like, oh, that's how you see it. I like that. That, I'm sending it just to you. I do, I select everyone in the group and I send the same text reminder. One text goes to everyone and it works great. So they really, really like that. In the topic of communication, have any of you have tried doing breakouts or roundtables within the big group? Or do you always do the big group discussion?
Well, we did that in September. We were supposed to have a local neurologist come to talk about doctor-patient communication. She tested positive for COVID on the day before the meeting. So we all got together and regrouped very rapidly, and we broke into small groups of 4 or 5 people. And we talked about, what are some of the barriers to communication, and what are some of the things that people with Parkinson's have done to improve the communication, and what were some of the things that their doctors have done to improve communication. People loved it, and we realized we need to have these small groups more often. Some people are more comfortable talking in a small group. It's amazing how much information comes out when you've got a bunch of small groups, and then they come back together to talk about, well, just as we're doing here, and they come back together to discuss in their small groups. So we don't do that at every meeting, but we had no choice but to do that at that one, and it worked out extremely well.
Yeah. So if you haven't done it, I highly recommend it. That is a format that we've been using in our group is we always have food. Who doesn't love food, right? So if anything, they are going to show up for the food. So we do a potluck and we have separate tables. So we all sit in little groups of 4 or 5. And there is a lot of interaction between the 4 or 5. And friendships develop in those small groups. And what I like about it is they also feel comfortable with eating and talking. Because, with the holidays, what do? We eat. And we want to feel comfortable in that. I'm going to eat first so that I can sit at the table and then I can have a conversation with you guys because, I'm uncomfortable with that. So we kind of work on that skill as well, a little bit. But yeah, I have found a lot of benefit, like you said, Karen, the small groups, the small breakouts. So we are in a big group, but we are in separate tables. So, and I always encourage them, sit with someone different this time, not the same one you sat with last month. They know each other at this point, so they mix it up. So,
At
yeah.
the first of every month, I put together an agenda for the group so they know what we're going to talk about, whether it's a speaker or a topic. And then I follow what I call a cheers. It's an acronym. C is for community. What's going on in the community, the local community that we're trying to accomplish, whether it's spark the night or, getting ready for World Parkinson's Day. H is for hope. It's any article that I've run across that gives hope to people with Parkinson's. E is exercise. E is also education. R is all the various research opportunities that people have to participate. And then S is self-efficacy, writing to state senators or representatives or federal people, AARP, any of the organizations. And then we do a real quick book of the month club and then the date for the next meeting. And I send that out. I don't know how to do any of this. My daughter does all this for me. But this is all the people that we send the stuff to. And then the night before the meeting, I send out a reminder.
Wow. That is wonderful. Thank you. I love cheers.
Yes,
That
that's
is
great.
so well structured and easy to remember. I'm gonna get all that information. Seeing that reminded me of my colleague, Phil. He likes that kind of structure. I'm like, he would love to see this. Commercial break. All right. Let's go with group 2 now. Let's see, Randy and Green Chat. What did you guys talk about?
I can start. We started with gift giving, decorating and gift giving, and we talked about standing on ladders to hang decorations. Did we come up with a solution for that? Not necessarily, because we end up getting caught up in where each other is from, and we both realized that where I live now is where Randy used to live, sort of. And so we also talked about gift giving and, drawing names in an exchange. And we talked about those ideas as well. And having a place where you can describe the things that you would like for the holidays or would not like for the holidays. And that way, you're receiving a gift that, you enjoy. and also you give the gift as well. But also recognizing that families are getting bigger, and when there's not just children, but you have grandchildren, great grandchildren, your list goes up to 25, and that's just way too many to buy for. And so we spoke about that a bit. Got in, talking about the cats getting into the Christmas tree ornaments, and but I'll let Randy share some information too. But it was a joy talking with you, Randy. I think you're still on mute. You have to unmute yourself. I ended up back on mute too, so no worries.
Okay. Yeah, she covered most of it pretty well. We didn't really figure out how to we came up with all the problems, but I don't think we solved anything.
But that is helpful because a lot of times it's, oh, I didn't think about that.
Mm-hmm.
I should find a solution for that.
Mhm.
So it's great. And thank you, Kelly, for sharing some links there, about gift giving, some guides that we have here in PMD Alliance. Like I see the last one, the top 10 Parkinson's holiday gift guide. Very useful. So, early in the month with the holiday season, sharing what is useful and what is not. I remember when my kids were little and gave me a homemade coupon book that I could redeem at any time, like do the dishes. I'm like, ooh, today is the day I want to use this coupon, right? So that is something simple, especially for big families, like I love when grandparents have a hug. I want to cash my coupon for a hug. All those things are wonderful ideas that we can share with. And with our members as well. So I also have 2 links. Are they there, Kelly? For games. That if you want to play some games with your support group, I found 2 sites, especially Crowd Party, where they have games already generated by AI, of course, making our lives easier. And they generate a QR code, or they give you a code that you can enter. And then up to 10 people can play those games. And they, have different holiday themed games that you can participate. So I was happy to find something that it was free and easy to use. We can use it with our groups, and hopefully they can also use it with their families to spend some quality time together. So yeah, thank you for those ideas. Go ahead, Karen. I'm sorry, Santa's number 1 helper.
Yeah. Sherpa Santa. Sherpa's a nickname Robert goes by. So that's that as number 1 helper there. There's a lot of examples of our improv games also when you sign up for Jam for Joy. He went ahead and recorded a bunch of examples for that. And yeah, check those out. Those are fun games you can play in a circle at a table too. They're even more fun in person than they are online. And yeah, there's a whole gambit of examples at the bottom of the Jam for Joy page. So that's available too.
Yeah, thank you. And if you have any other resources that you would like to share, please send them our way. We can add them to the recording so that we can have a resource list to survive or navigate the holidays, whatever way you want to call it. I call it enjoy the holidays, because with good food and family, life is perfect. So any other questions that we may have for today's topic? No? Well, thank you. I really enjoyed this group. It feels very warm and cozy in this cold day. So thank you for taking the time to connect. I know a lot of people are still traveling back from spending time with family over the holidays, and hopefully they are not stranded somewhere with all the flights that were canceled yesterday. So thank you. We appreciate you being here. We look forward to seeing you next month,
When is the next
2026.
when is the next meeting?
We do have the date. It's the second Monday, I believe.
It's, I know, let's see real quick.
The 8th.
So Monday the 12th, January 12th is the second Monday.
Yes. And we are going to have two guest speakers, and we're going to be talking about getting ready for your appointments. So get ready for that topic as well. Super interesting. And we thank you all for being here. Happy holidays, Happy New Year, and till next year. Thank you all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.